The following show is not intended for children under the age of 17. There will be foul language and adult content. Viewer discretion is advised.
When I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do with the limited sources you have. Your dream is still a find motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long, and burdens I've outweighed. When you see me in my zone.
Yeah. Here we go again. Happy Gentlemen's Talk Wednesday, everybody. I am one half of your co-host for the night. I am DJ Micah B. And by the time we're done with this podcast, we are going to discuss, is justice served?
What's going down is the other half of the gentleman's panel today. Well, it's not much of a panel now. Well, Mr. Gent, hey, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
And that we are. So if we staying ready, so you don't have to get ready, how about them Texans?
Hey, man. Making big moves. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Definitely like what I'm seeing. Because, excuse me, at that. Because we need help on the line, one. We need help on the defense, two. And we're making those changes. So I like what I'm seeing, man.
That's cool. I don't like what the fuck I'm seeing.
You don't?
No.
I do.
No, I absolutely don't. Let me tell you why. Number one, I absolutely love that we got rid of Larry Tunsil. It was time for his ass to go. He's a step slower than when we first signed him. He's just not the same guy anymore. He's not the same guy. His psyche is fried.
Like after the whole the Vikings game, he had 6 penalties? Just himself, 6 penalties just by himself. It was just crazy.
His psyche is fried. It was time to get rid of him. Let me tell you why I don't love what the Texans are doing, though. See, last year, the defense was good. We were top 10 defense.
Yeah.
Right? Offense wasn't a top 10 offense. Offense was just league average. Somewhere between that 13 to 17 range, the offense was. Even though they had a fantastic showing against the Chargers. I mean, it's the Chargers.
It's the Chargers. Depends on what team will show up that day, actually.
Not even that. The Chargers have sucked on defense for the past 2 years before this season, and they finally kind of got it together. And then
got it together for a minute.
Yeah, they kind of got it together, and then they started to revert back to that Chargers team that kept on getting penalties and giving up big plays, and they got absolutely shredded by CJ Stroud.
That Cowboy curse. That Cowboy curse started hitting them.
Well, it's the Chargers curse because unlike the Cowboys, Chargers have no championships. So
I give you that. Well, at the same time, how long ago was the? Never mind.
Yeah. Well, but more importantly, I absolutely hate it. You're not addressing the one need that we told y'all to address. The one need that is your Achilles heel. The one need that plagued you all season. You're not addressing it. I love the signing of CJ Gardner-Johnson. I like the signing. I like his addition to the defense.
Yeah.
But goddamn, you signed Christian Kirk. That's cool. He replaces Tank Dell because Tank Dell will be out. I'm hoping Diggs signs back for another year or two, which I would absolutely love. You still got Nico. You still got Mechie. You still got Hutchinson. You still got Mixon. I mean, bruh, that's all cool, but it don't mean shit if CJ can't get the ball out of his hands because he get 1.2 seconds to throw the damn ball.
That's why Dixon was running for his life. Get
Joe
him
Mixon
behind.
absolutely had to listen.
They give him a good line, he'd be doing Saquon numbers. Come on now.
Well, I mean,
He already
I
was.
think that might be true. I think that might be true because
might be doing better
Cincinnati
than
didn't
that.
have a good offensive line either.
Yeah. But no, I do have a little bit of concern about why Eagles were trading, CJ like that, because I'm like, y'all just won, Super Bowl with him. So why y'all trading him away?
Well, because now, as you know, in sports, when you win a championship, your price goes up. And I'm pretty sure CJ wanted to be like, CJ was probably like, hey, it's time to renegotiate now.
Yeah.
I'm at an all-time premium. I showed out in the playoffs. I did what I was supposed to do all year long. And Eagles are like, can't pay you that. We're going to trade you.
Yeah, we got other people we got to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
we'll find somebody in the draft to replace you. Can't do that. I think the Eagles made the right move trading CJ Gardner-Johnson just because you can't have your defensive player locking up salary.
Yeah. But at the same time, for Kenyon Green, I'm like, I feel like he doesn't have that value that CJ kind of brought, but at the same time, makes you question at the same time. Right, that's why it made me question. But I was like, hey, I like Gardner, coming, but I don't know if he's gonna be a leader like we need him to be. But at the same time, I'm excited for the season to see what's gonna happen. See what kind of defense and offense we're gonna get to.
I hope the Texans' plan is to build their offensive line through the draft. I really do.
Hope so too.
I hope they go the Cowboys route. And I know I hate to reference the y'all know I hate to reference the Cowboys, but when Tony Romo was in Dallas, didn't them last 4 or 5 years, and then leading into Dak Prescott's first 3 years, that offensive line with Zach Martin,
monsters,
elite. It was the best offense, and I don't want to say that's the reason why Zeke ran for all those yards. Okay, I don't want to say that because Murray did the same thing. At one point, Tashard Choice came in when it was still kind of young and gave a good burst out the backfield. So I don't want to say it was just the offensive line, but I mean,
yeah, it helped.
Like
at the end of the day,
I'm not saying Emmitt Smith isn't a Hall of Famer with or without a dominant offensive line, but I mean, it helps.
It helps. Definitely does.
It helps get your numbers up. So, yeah, I need the Texans to do something.
Yeah,
I need Texans to do something with the offensive line. Like people are saying,
well, the offensive
years. Right, they're saying that the offensive line wasn't bad. They just had bad coaching and bad schemes, and I'm like, if that's the case, why the hell isn't the captain of the offensive line, the center, making shifts and make it?
Yeah.
And the first thing they run to is you're not allowed to do that in Houston's offense with what was Bobby was it Slovak?
Was that his name?
Something like that. I don't know. Look, with Bobby, you couldn't do it, and they said CJ wasn't allowed to make audibles or nothing either at the line, which is absolutely stupid.
This is the NFL. We gotta do that. We gotta make audibles. We have to make changes because schemes change in the defense. If he can't make a change, then he ain't gonna move the ball at all, which we didn't do as much last year.
Yeah. How about this one? Justin Fields to the Jets. Hey, how you feeling about that one?
I laughed at that one. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good chuckle. I feel like for the Jets, good move. Good for you. Better you getting better than what you had. But at the same time, it's not too much of a maybe we'll see. I don't want to knock Justin Fields. I just want
to remind America or whoever's watching this, and obviously you need some screws screwed back into your head too, because you done forgot. Do you remember the start of the season when Russell Wilson was out in
Justin Fields did. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah,
You remember
but
that? Justin Fields went 4-2. You remember that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
But at the same time, it's still them punk ass Jets.
They will always be the punk ass Jets. They will always
So
be CJ's punk ass Jets. But I am a Ohio State University fan, and I'm rooting for Justin Fields.
yeah, I believe that.
Just not to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, we ain't gonna go that far.
Just not to win a Super Bowl. What's going on, Nick?
What's going on, big fella?
Yeah, they're the NFL. Hey, man, like I put in the caption. The NFL is looking real NBA-ish right now.
That they are. That they actually
real
are.
NBA-ish.
So it's different dynamics. It's changing all over the league right now, which is it's fun to see.
It is fun to see. You remember at one point, Trent Richardson getting traded to the Colts broke the internet because people weren't trading in the NFL.
But now
broke it, and now it's just like a everyday occurrence in the offseason. It's crazy. Which Eagles have lost a lot of players on the defensive side, but that was pretty much my thought process. They would, because they had an elite defense, and of course, when you win a Super Bowl, price goes up.
Somebody gotta get paid.
Yeah, like you know when Jadakiss did the verses against the Locks did the verses against Dipset, and a lot of these younger rappers didn't know Jadakiss was like that.
Yeah,
they didn't know Jadakiss was like that. So he got on Charlemagne's show, The Breakfast Club, and was like, just know, yesterday's price ain't a day price. You know, so these guys got to come with the money now. Absolutely right. Yesterday's price ain't today's price for nobody on the Eagles.
No, not at all.
And I'm calling it now.
What?
They're not making the NFC Championship game next year.
No, I don't believe that's gonna happen again. But speaking of price, how do you feel about Myles Garrett? You know, staying with the Browns.
I'm absolutely pissed off. I
thought that man was about to be free. I thought he was, but
I am absolutely pissed off that Myles Garrett said all that shit about competing for a championship and Canton was never the goal and this and that. Yeah, it wasn't until they offered your ass what is it, close to $40 million a year, and made you the highest non-paid QB.
Right.
All of a sudden, it don't matter no more.
Nah,
no.
I mean,
Fuck
at the end of the
that,
day,
man.
take care of your family. But at the end of the day, if you went over there, went somewhere and won the chip, like you said, price go on.
I personally think he never wanted to leave Cleveland, but he saw the writing on the wall. And I was watching, I think it was First Take, and Dan Orlovsky said something, and I was like, okay, Dio, you spitting. He was like, do you think Myles Garrett would have signed back if they didn't know what the quarterback situation was going to be going into next year? So there is something there that sparked his interest to make him, because he didn't sign a long-term contract. I think he signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
He signed a 2-year.
But at the same time, Connor Russell Wilson was supposed to be visiting the Browns. So I don't know. That might be something that he found interest in.
It could be my kinfolk. Good old cousin Kirk.
Boy, invited to the cookout for real.
Hey, Kirk Cousins is my guy, man. I don't care what nobody say. Kirk Cousins is my guy.
Dude.
That man got Jordan 2 years ago. That man got a Jordan colorway in every team he beat. That shit was crazy. With the 2 chains. Hey, Kirk, that dude, man.
Didn't he have some goals?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know what Pittsburgh is going to do about their quarterback situation. It's not the best. They signed old boy from the Vikings, right?
What was his name?
Is it Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson. Yeah, that was different.
I hope they don't
that
think
was
that's enough.
different.
I hope they
I
don't
was
think
like,
that's enough.
I mean, I was like, maybe once he gets in a different team, maybe he'll start producing. But
No.
at the same time,
I mean, he
he
produced,
ain't.
but see, he produced last year. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, but
He
at the
put
same
up
time, it
numbers last
wasn't.
year.
It was
But
still with the. It was still
when
with
the
the Patriots.
playoffs came around and the Rams put that pressure on them, he choked. He couldn't handle the defensive pressure. That is not the answer for anybody's franchise unless you have.
Zach Wilson went to the Dolphins of that.
Is the
He go,
Dolphins?
that wasn't. Let me see. Let me check. Yeah, he went to the Dolphins.
That
Zach
ain't no
Wilson went to
good
the
either.
Dolphins. Mm-mm.
They done got this dude Tua lit up too.
That boy gonna be in a wheelchair before he start playing. Who signed the Brissett?
Um the Cardinals. The Cardinals
The
signed
Cardinals
Jacoby
signed
Brissett.
Brissett. I don't know.
Obviously,
I feel like he's just a good person to have on the team. I don't know.
he
I
he's,
like
he's,
Jacoby.
he is. I think Jacoby Brissett is the quintessential backup if you have a mobile quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wish injury on nobody, but man, this dude Kyler Murray is small. He's I think Kyler Murray's like 5'10, 5'11. Like
Yeah.
he's small for
Barely see over the line.
Yeah. It seems like every year he's missing 1 or 2 games, and Jacoby Brissett will have a chance, or has a possibility of getting a chance eventually. But I mean, 2 games and that's it. Get your ass back on the sideline.
I think he's okay with that, though. I like to think he's okay with that.
I don't think he has a problem with being a backup. He's still getting paid. This man is getting paid to stay in shape and then to stay ready so he don't have to get ready. Y'all know how important backup QBs are?
Nah, for real.
I can give you a perfect example of backup QBs at its finest. You remember
I have a whole commercial about it at this point.
You remember Patrick Mahomes got hurt in that playoff game and Chad Henne came in and drove the team down and scored? And then Patrick Mahomes got to sit out the whole second quarter and come back the third quarter and balled out.
Right.
Yeah.
And as long as your backup can go out there and handle business, y'all good. Yeah. Hey,
Chad, when I
your team is
side,
your team is as good as your bench. So
you're only as good as the weakest link. So
yep.
Yeah, Chad went out there and handled business. I remember that. I was so pissed too. I was excited for Chad, you know.
Fucking
I like Chad. I was excited for Chad, but
fucking limp.
You know what happened? You know what happened to Patrick back there? Mr. Miyagi took over and did the cup treatment.
Boy, got them flames in that motherfucker.
The only other thing I could think would happen when they went back there, I can't think of nothing. Oh no, he could have done the Paul Pierce. You ever seen the Paul Pierce act when the Celtics was playing the Lakers and they had to cart him out on a wheelchair and he magically came back in the third quarter and the fans went crazy and then Boston went on to go crazy in that game?
No, I never heard that one.
What? That was the year they played the Lakers in 08 when Boston won. Paul Pierce got carted out of the game.
Oh yeah, okay. I was at the I remember exactly where I was for that. I was at UT football camp. We was all in the lobby watching the game.
Horrible acting by Paul Pierce. Horrible. They clowned him on inside the NBA. They clowned him inside the NBA. So, but yeah, the NFL is the NBA right now. Like, it's going up.
So, where do you feel like Rodgers gonna land at the end of this?
He was interviewing with Pittsburgh. So
yeah, I was like, yeah, you think that's gonna land, or do you think he might go to the Giants? He might. What?
You know where I think Aaron Rodgers will land? Retirement.
You would like to think that, but at the same time, I don't know if he wants to go out like that. You know,
go out like what?
The way the Jets did last year.
He played for the fucking Jets. What he thought was gonna happen?
I think he's gonna look for a team that's doing a little bit better, and try to.
Do you personally think he'll play better than Russell Wilson did in Pittsburgh?
No, of course not. Of course not. But still, I feel like he's gonna try and not get hurt in the first play when they get to a new team. But well, it was second play, right?
I knew he didn't throw the ball yet.
No, he didn't do that.
Right, it was the second play because the first play they handed the ball off.
Yeah.
And the second play he dropped back. 2 plays into the season, that man tears Achilles. Bruh, God is giving you signs.
Sit your ass down.
Hang it up. Call it a career. 4 MVPs, top 5 in passing yards, top 5 in touchdowns.
You good. You're gonna make it. You're making it to the Hall of Fame. You're
One
gonna
Super
get your
Bowl.
gold jacket, sit down. You know.
Let
You're
me
gonna
tell
go
you
on
something.
all the podcasts you want to do. You know.
Go join
And-
Pat McAfee and
Yeah.
run it. Let me tell you, dog. Either you will retire
What are they gonna
on your own, or the game will retire you.
Exactly. And you don't want that.
And see, the thing I want people to understand is, at one point, the things that made Aaron Rodgers special isn't exclusive anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the no look pass, not exclusive anymore.
Pat does all the time.
Aaron Rodgers took over, I think, in 2008. All quarterbacks weren't mobile. All the quarterbacks are mobile now.
Mobile now. Yep.
You know, so the thing that makes you the thing that made you special, the game has evolved to where those things aren't special anymore because they're not exclusive.
And that's what happened in the
Every
NBA
quarterback
as
can do it.
That's what happened in the NBA as well.
Right.
So,
And it's not saying that Aaron Rodgers still can't play, but it's like
but he's not.
I think we come to the point where the game probably has passed him by. I think it's too fast for him
Yeah.
to process now. The schemes are a lot different. A lot of people play that nickel corner, which is hard to beat if you don't have players that can win one-on-one situations,
Exactly.
which New York didn't. They had a bottom 5 least separation in the league last year between receivers and defensive backs. So Pittsburgh's not that good at separating either. They have one really, really, really good receiver in Pickens. I always get them too confused. Is it Pickens? Was the receiver?
Pickens, yeah.
Yeah. They got one really, really good receiver in Pickens, and the rest of them are just wide receivers in the NFL that have a job. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you do have, DK, going over there. But
yeah, you got now.
Yeah, now, yeah. So,
but let me ask you this: you think Aaron Rodgers be getting the ball of DK better than Geno Smith was? That's my bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, those. I think Aaron Rodgers has one good year left in him, but it would have to be like how Peyton Manning won with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like the defense would have to carry. And they don't. Let's be serious here. They ain't got no Von Miller on that team. They ain't got Von Miller on that team. They ain't got Bobby Wagner on that team. You know what I'm saying? They don't have those guys. I don't know what Aaron Rod's end game. What's up, EB, by the way, Earl? I don't know what Aaron Rod end game is. He playing for stats or a trophy. I feel like he needs to retire. He's had his time, and it was good. If he wants to play, he should be a backup and let someone else start, and they can build around a new QB. Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like,
but that ain't his plan.
If I sign Aaron Rodgers, I need you to. I'm about to draft a young quarterback, and I need y'all to get together. And I need you to coach him through the whole offseason that we got. Right?
He's not going to. You know why he's not going to?
I feel like
because Brett Favre didn't do it to him.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it for Jordan Love.
Yeah, he didn't do that at all.
He's not that kind of guy. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want anybody to end up being better than him from this generation and generations to come. He doesn't want that. I mean, hell, I'll say now Patrick Mahomes is better. I don't give a damn what anybody else got to say. He got 3 Super Bowls right now, and he's thrown for more yards in his first 7 seasons than any other quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, they didn't three-peat, and that's fine. But I remember a certain somebody from my generation named Tom Brady that won 2 back-to-back, lost in the championship game, and then years later he came back and won more.
Right.
So as of right now, Patrick Mahomes is on that Aaron Rodgers path. And see, this is what I think a lot of people also forget too with Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't become that guy that everybody knows to be the guy that will bring your team back and this and that until the second half of his career. Right. Until after he tore his ACL. He was not that guy. He wasn't. The defense carried them the first 3 championships. Tom Brady, on the other hand, carried them the next ones.
Boy, let me tell you.
Brady and Gronk. And how I know he wasn't that guy before the ACL tear, he played against the Giants in the Super Bowl. And he couldn't score more, what was it, than 17 points?
Yeah.
Both times? Come on, dog. I mean, obviously, he had the great season with Randy Moss. And I'm not saying that he wasn't a good quarterback. I'm saying he wasn't that comeback guy that everybody knew.
Yeah.
Until after the first 3 championships. He became the kind of like, damn near I say a LeBron. LeBron was not a clutch guy in the first half of his career, other than the one against the Pistons where he made the layup at the end when he scored 29 in the last 30, right?
Yeah.
But nobody on the Pistons at that time could guard him either. They were old. But I'm not knocking LeBron for getting to the finals in 07. You know what I'm saying? Before anybody jumps on here and does the nonsense. I'm not. But he became that guy once he went to Miami because he learned how to finish games playing with D Wade and Chris Bosh, and he carried that going forward. Most of his game-winning shots is after he got to Miami. And of course, other than
that was just a beautiful team. God damn.
Other than the one he hit in Orlando, and they still ended up losing the series, and he didn't keep his bargain with Kobe. Kobe said, "I'll see you in the finals." LeBron said, "Okay," and he got knocked out by Orlando. You know what? Like I said, enough of football for now. I told y'all one segment was back, and it's not even my segment. That's the crazy part. It's not my segment. It's not Rod's segment. It's Mr. GQ segment. Mr. GQ ain't here. Let's get it going. Come on. Yes, everybody, it is back. The Real Talk segment. Co-host Mr. GQ isn't here today, but this guy here brought the segment back one time for the one time. All right, so
it's been a while.
Huh?
It's been a while since we had it.
Yeah. Real Talk. So if you're on here right now watching, I encourage you to stay because I want y'all's feedback because this is going to probably get really grimy and really thought-provoking, right? It can get grimy.
It can.
From a sense of how people side with this.
Right.
So, scrolling on Facebook today, I saw this topic. It was a post that later turned out to be a fake post, but it sparked interest in a lot of people. And I said that I wanted to discuss it here on Gentleman's Talk. I'm pretty sure GQ will come back next week and have his thoughts on this. And Outlaw should be back next week too, and he'll probably have his thoughts on it. So, the story went, there was a name by Douglas Barnes. There was a guy by the name of Douglas Barnes who got pulled over by a cop with his son in the passenger seat. Officer comes up, asks for license and registration. Son goes to get the registration out of the glove compartment. Officer picks up gun, fires shots, kills son. kills Douglas Barnes' son. Yeah, I said this turned out to be later a fake post. I don't know if he was convicted or not. I don't know. It's a made up post. Y'all can feel however y'all want to feel about if he was convicted or not. If it makes you feel better about what we're about to talk about. Douglas Barnes in return finds out the schedule of the officer's daughter. And when he gets a chance, he kills the officer's daughter. And he's happy about it and says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And y'all know what Tupac says. Revenge is the greatest joy next to getting pussy. So, I have a question for y'all. Is this justified? How do you feel about it? Are you for an eye and tooth for a tooth? Or are you for that little girl had nothing to do with it? And he shouldn't have done that? Or are you of the mindset he should have went back for the officer instead of the little girl? That's where I'm going to leave off right now. And I'm going to let Mr. Jen take this one away first.
See, I'm trying to see how old the daughter was.
Well,
See,
the son,
you
I
know,
think, was 17, and the daughter was like in her teens, too.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't kill another kid. I don't care how mad I am and how, I can't do that to another child that's just starting their life. I understand you just killed my child, but I'm gonna kill you. Simple as that. I ain't gonna go for your children's, but I'm gonna go after the officer if that was the eye for eye was legal type of thing. If it's not legal, hey, go to the courts. I know it's up to us in the court system because they saying, "Oh, I feared for my life." It was justified from their side. Nah, I can't do that. If it was legal, then I don't know. Yeah, I might have to. You gotta have to come up off something. Kill him out. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. I'm from around the way.
I'm
happy y'all black people saw the interview. I really am. Because the first time I saw the interview the day after it came out, and I was absolutely laughing. From around the way, I'm leaving here with something. Yeah, so they were getting ready for the governor's ball. They were putting out the food and yeah, that's a good interview. Denzel Washington rapping Cardi B, all kind of stuff. See, here's where a lot of people are torn. Do they think it was right for him to go back and kill the daughter?
Yeah.
No. Right? But literally, was justice served? That's what people are. I feel like a lot of people was like, I wouldn't have done it. But do you think justice was served?
That's such a hard thing to answer.
Exactly.
Because you're like,
you said it was. I told you it was going to get grimy.
It's such a hard thing to answer. It's like
you
is justice served?
My son. You killed my son, murdered my son, basically.
Yeah.
In plain daylight, and then when your daughter's supposed to be on one of the happiest days of her life at a prom, that's where they were at the prom.
Yeah,
that's I leave. I come out and I kill her in plain daylight. Then the story goes on to say he didn't run; he called the police on himself and waited for them.
Jesus, that's so hard. Cause
boy, you sweating bullets over there.
Yeah, man. I can't. I would hate to ever hear this story that actually happened. And I would hate if I was ever in a story like this. I can't put myself in the mindset.
No, I've never seen American Skin. I don't know what that is.
I can't put myself in that mindset to do that. To be that angry, to do that to somebody's child.
So let me ask you this, right? This is why I said this was going to get deep and going to get grimy, right? Watching The Hate U Give.
I just rewatched that like
Watching
2 days ago.
that's what it's called, right? The Hate You Give,
Yeah, I believe. Let me make sure that's
Thug
the
Life.
correct stuff. Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Kind of the same situation, but the main character took justice into his own
No,
in his own hand, and that's what I'm saying. Like, is is justice
the hate you
served?
give. Yeah,
Yeah, the Hate You Give. Yeah,
yeah.
and I bring that up for the simple fact that in the Hate You Give, they nailed this movie on the head because the guy did not grab a gun. He grabbed a brush
Yeah.
from the glove box, or where I haven't seen it in a while, wherever he grabbed the brush from. And the officer said he feared for his life and shot and killed him. And people were literally torn. Friendships were tested and friendships were ended in this movie. And what they do, they riot. And what did rioting actually do? Got the case dismissing the officer on administrative leave for a little bit.
Right.
So do you think that's justice served? Because he had to take unpaid administrative leave for a couple of days or a couple of weeks?
Hell no.
All right.
Yeah.
So was justice served?
No, I don't want to say no, but at the same time, it when it comes out of this situation, yes, just to say eye for eye. That's how you want to play things. That's how things get done.
Yeah, I know that's not
Back
you.
but does that mean? But at the same time,
Okay, so how about this? If the situation was different and you flip the daughter and the officer, and
yeah,
he kills the officer, it is justice served that way.
that's a life for a life, you know. But
Ah,
but at the same time,
you
it's
don't
like
you don't like the idea.
you're not gonna feel what I feel without me taking your daughter. Well, when I say that means without him taking your daughter. You know, like you're not gonna feel the pain that comes with losing your child without taking a child. You know, and I think that's what the whole thing is. You know, I want you to feel the pain I feel because you killed my daughter and my son. So at a young age, at that again. So yeah,
Listen, this is a very touchy subject
it
because
is.
obviously a lot of us just not made like that.
Mm-mm.
A lot of us just not made. Like I tell you, I'm not made like that. Now, if I do actually fear for my life or I'm put in a situation, best believe I'm firing. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't put in a situation to where I felt like I had to fire. But look, it's tough to call this one. However, I think justice is served, but I don't think it was served well.
Right.
You got your point across, so yeah, justice is served, but it wasn't served well. I don't. Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I guarantee you, if we ever went back to that in America, a lot of bullshit would stop.
A lot of bullshit will stop.
Kids would second guess shooting people.
Kids would second guess. Adults would second guess talking to children, all that. So
yeah,
a lot of things will be changing. But I'm also one of those people that like I never understand the police shooting to kill because they fear for their lives. I'm always a person that be like, there's another way. Yeah, I understand.
You got a taser.
You have a taser. 1, 2. You don't have to shoot to kill. You can always nick a shoulder, nick a leg. You know, type of thing.
Supposedly, when you fear for your life, you just point the gun and shoot.
Nah,
because
but you doing multiple rounds at that. You don't need all
I didn't
that.
say it was multiple rounds. I just say he shot and killed a kid.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, just police in general, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They be shooting multiple rounds when I'm like, you don't need multiple rounds. The multiple rounds is what's killing them, you know. But I understand, you know, to make sure they can't grab whatever that you think they're grabbing. But at the same time, after the first shot, you should know whatever the fuck they grabbed for.
I say I'm sorry, people are about to be shocked when I say this, but I am more of the Malcolm X approach. I'm not saying kill the daughter, but I'm more the Malcolm X approach. I'll sit there and wait for your ass to get home to cop. Wait for your ass to get home, hide in a bush, and before you walk in the house, that big ass pipe going across your head. you got to feel something. I tell people this all the time. If a cop ever kills me in cold blood, and people start going on you, especially you know me, and they're like, man, Michael would have wanted peace. No, I wouldn't have.
Nah,
Y'all better burn this damn city down.
Yeah, that nigga fighting. Michael would have wanted peace. Fuck that. No, you won't. Stop putting words in that man's mouth.
I wouldn't want no damn peace. Peace ain't never solved shit. Wars solve shit.
So you talking about the Malcolm X approach, and I had a really good conversation with. It's one like literally. When I lived in Austin, moving back to Baytown.
That's crazy. I don't ever remember you living in Austin.
Yeah, I lived in Austin in a year, but for a year, I met this lady that she was in the army and she was going to Louisiana. We rode the mega bus together, and our bus broke down. Probably about 45 minutes outside Austin, so we were by nowhere, you know. The heat wasn't working in the AC wasn't working on the bus or nothing. So it was.
I got off the bus.
We was in there hot. But me and her really sat down and had a really good conversation, and we were speaking about because she asked me a question that she made me think more. I was really immature back then, but she really changed my mindset to make me start thinking on a different level. She asked me. Who was the most effective, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? I said, damn. Not who was right, not who you think was what side you be on. Who do you think would be most effective? Who was most effective in their movements? So I'm asking you that now. Who do you think was most effective in their movements?
Rosa Parks. Not gonna lie to you. All she did was set her ass down.
That's one of my favorite Tyler Perry lines.
I think. Damn, that's a good one.
That's a great question, right? I'm a messenger after this and like, hey, I use your question on the podcast. Like,
I want to say, man, I really want to say Martin Luther King probably had a greater effect because, oh man, I don't want to say this because I don't want to say this because fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I'm a Christian, but that whole thing about obey your masters, this and that, and not to retaliate and show them love, this and that. Christianity, the Bible held us back during that time. Because people also forget that there was wars in the Bible too.
Yeah,
they forget that. They forget stuff got settled in the Bible over wars. So I think Martin Luther King was more influential because a lot of people back then follow Christianity more than it is now, you know. But
yeah,
that's a different conversation on what I think is true and what I think is not true. But I think, bro, I think Martin Luther King was more effective in unifying people because a lot of white people didn't march with Martin Luther King and things like that. But let's be clear, they offed Malcolm X because they knew what the hell was about to happen.
Yeah,
because the Black Panthers carried on that. I think the Black Panthers are effective more than either one of them. I do. But yeah, that's a good question. I would say, yes. No, I think. Do you think justice was served by the man killing the other guy's daughter after the officer killed his son first?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Martin Luther King had a bigger effect because he was more of a unifier than feeling oppressed.
Right.
Malcolm X was like, I feel oppressed and I'm not with this shit.
Right. You want to know what my
But
answer was?
I don't think either happens without the other.
See, that's what my answer was. I said
Yeah.
that if Martin Luther King was doing what he was doing, nothing would have gotten done. If Malcolm X was doing the things he was doing, nothing would have got done.
Right.
But my answer was, if Malcolm X didn't do what he does and they televised what he was doing and then the abuse of what happened with the Black Panthers and everything like that, white people wouldn't see the harm that white people were doing to Black people. But they didn't want to go that route. They weren't comfortable going that route to go stand or sit in the diners or nothing like that.
Hey Earl, I could just send you the link if you're free and you could jump on.
Yeah. But I feel like Martin gave that outlet for white people that can go march, can go
Right.
protest, and that's where it really stood because that made a difference due to the fact of they had whites and blacks together, the dream that Martin had. So that's why they had all both of that. Like that's too powerful nickels out there doing too much. So
Well,
one
lucky for them-
can't drive without the other.
Shit. Well, lucky for them. They never saw eye to eye any damn way.
They never did, but at the same time, they fed off each other. They needed each other.
It was
make
like
the
Martin
change.
Luther King was the face, Malcolm X was the enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how wrestling is when you got a manager for somebody that doesn't really talk a lot, but when they do talk, you're like, oh shit, he's speaking.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, hey, it's like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee when you think about it.
Right. So I do think that United was stronger. So I do think Martin Luther King definitely had to exist because together you had everybody marching. White people wouldn't have followed Malcolm X for the simple fact that Malcolm. I feel like I'm gonna get canceled for saying this, but Malcolm X was racist.
I mean, that's one way of putting it.
I mean,
that's one way of putting it.
If you just go back and listen, even Muhammad Ali to a certain, and it's not racist as in like they just don't like you because you're white. They were more so like I can't fuck with white people after seeing what they've done to black people, so I don't like them. Yeah. And it's not prejudice because prejudice is what a lot of white people were. They just thought they were better than black people. That's what prejudice. And people put prejudice and racism together, and they just they don't know the difference. Prejudice is just thinking you're above.
Right.
You're above another race or you're above somebody. That's what prejudice is. And racism is, I don't like you because you're white.
Yeah, you're different.
Right?
When you think different, I don't like you. Your values are different. I don't like it.
Regardless, they're both influential leaders because Malcolm X had his following and Martin Luther King had his following.
Yeah.
Obviously, people have Martin Luther King as the face of the civil rights movement. Right. Not me, but
that was the safest route.
Right.
Because if you put Malcolm X, then everybody's gonna be fighting. It seemed like it was.
It was gonna be a race war. It was gonna be a race war.
It was gonna be a race war. We're gonna be standing in the streets, one side on the other side, one side on the other. And we're gonna be fighting. We're gonna try to get what we can by force. But they had to put Martin on there because he wasn't going by force. That man was just walking, sitting in the right rooms with the right people.
Yep.
And that's really what took off. And that's why they had to put him at the face.
Yeah. But back to the that was a good question because that made complete sense here.
Yeah.
So. Would you have taken the Martin Luther King approach or would you have taken the Malcolm X approach? Mind you, Malcolm X approach doesn't necessarily mean you're going to kill somebody.
No. It's just
there's hell to be paid.
Right. You're going to be you're gonna go sit in the diners. You're gonna go, to these places that have white people and make chaos. You know, the places that you're not belong. You're not necessarily belonging there, but you're not supposed to be in that time, and you're gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah, yeah.
So
If you don't know what we're talking about, I encourage you to watch Do the Right Thing.
yeah,
Oh, boom. Earl with the answer. Justice was served. Was it right? That depends on a person belief. People react different depending on how the death. And that's what I was saying too. Justice was served, but
yeah,
it probably wasn't served in it probably wasn't
the
served
best
in
way.
the best way possible for the situation. But on the flip side of that, when you're, let me see, you can send a link if you want. I'm leaving Mr. UPS. Oh, USPS, the postal service. Okay. I don't think we'll be on here that much longer.
Yeah.
Sherrod told me I had 30 minutes.
No, I see.
Okay.
You started to show what I was saying. Like before we got on, I was like, "Shit, I had 30 minutes to tell me something about the show, or I was gonna go lay down."
I did cut you off. I was like, okay, then go live.
I said, all right.
But
But
hold on real quick. Let me get this link out. But yeah, I do feel it's tough, man. Justice
it's
was
tough.
served. Was it illegal?
But
Yeah. Does
yeah,
the dad now deserve to be in jail too? Yes.
yeah. But they both do. I mean, but at the same time, you're not always gonna get because he is a police officer. You're not always gonna get that.
Right.
So, now, if it boils down to it, now your son dead. You sitting in jail for killing the other person's daughter, and he's out free. He's hurting, but he's still free. He's not getting any reprimanded for the way he did. So who won that battle at the end of the day?
Depends on how you feel.
Exactly.
Depends on how you feel. I mean, obviously,
Because it's not gonna bring his son back at the end of the day. That's what we
I
always
think
do. That.
I think the cop probably feels like he won because even though his daughter is dead and your son is dead, you're the one sitting in jail.
Right. Exactly.
So I feel he probably doesn't feel like he won, but he probably feel like he got away.
Yeah.
And Mr. Barnes is probably in jail like, shit, I did what I had to do. I feel good.
I feel like that would change over time. That I feel good.
I think it would. And I think it would change over time as you got to sit back and think about it, because you got to live with killing a teenager for the rest of your life that did nothing
for
to
the
you.
rest of your life. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? In the moment, it probably made sense, but as you sit back and think about it, you're probably gonna be like, damn, I killed an innocent person, just like he killed my son, and my son was innocent too.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying.
You're not as good. You're making yourself the same as a person.
Right. So, but that's also the thing too. I said if it was switched and he would have killed the dad instead of killing the daughter, I don't think he would have regrets.
No.
I don't think he'd have regrets after a while. Unless, of course, like you do, like most people do when they go to jail, they give their life to the Lord, they get their life right, they come out and they try to do good, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he's not that kind of person who has a guilty conscience. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out of all the shit y'all done did to us, and you want me to feel bad for beating you down? No.
Yeah.
I didn't kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, it's this is a tricky one. Because a lot of people will be like, that's not justice, while the other handful of people say it is justice, but it just wasn't right. You should have let the courts deal with it.
And then some people will be like, it's justice, and it was right,
Yeah.
So it's
there were a lot of people on Facebook that was like, justice was served the right way.
Right.
Like, you take my son, I take you take my child, I take your child. It's even. Uh-oh. Right. Hey.
Earl B.
Hello?
What's up, Bundage?
Going on, brother?
What's up? So,
you cut out
that they got posted. I feel like the best way I can explain
You going in and out. You
You
going in
going
and
in and
out.
out. Yeah, we can't really necessarily hear you.
You got AirPods?
Or you got bad signal. Which one?
Okay. We can't hear you. Is
We can't hear
your
you. Let's see. Not really. Nah.
no?
It's like you cut down.
Hey, oh, wait, hold
I feel like
on.
he's covering the mic.
Wait, hold on.
Currently holding.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Okay. Damn AirPods. If it's my loved one, depending on how they die, I feel like it's the initial reaction. That's why I said justice is served. If I got a friend of mine, and let's just say, I don't know, a good friend of mine, definitely 10 plus years, I found out they got in an accident, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Be like, man, I know it'll bother me. I'll be okay. But if I found that a friend of mine was murdered, some foul play, I can't promise you that I'm not gonna react. Like, it's always gonna be on my mind, especially if the person is still out there. Like, it's gonna bother me. And then they don't get arrested, or especially if it's a cop, because at least what's that was early, uh, maybe early 2000, where the cops were just on a killing spree on blacks, and it's just like, yo, what's going on? And they were getting off. So I remember at one point, I really wish I could remember the year, but I remember at one point in time, I had told myself, I didn't tell nobody, I just told myself, I said, you know what? If I was to get killed by a cop, don't put me as a hashtag. Go get justice. Go get justice. I don't want to be a hashtag. If it's something else, cancer, or something else, a nice way, yeah, you know what? Maybe a hashtag. But foul play and somebody getting off, no, just go get the justice for me.
Yeah.
What I said? What I
My,
said,
my,
Rod?
That's
my
exactly what you
family's
said.
my family's still gonna hurt.
What I say, bro? I literally just, I don't know if you was on the video when I said this. I was like, if I was to get murdered in cold blood by a cop, or let's just say any kind of government official, I don't go around here talking about what Michael would have wanted peace and he would have wanted us to get. No, I wouldn't. Y'all burn the damn city down.
You gotta burn it.
Y'all can make t-shirts all y'all want, but at the same time,
I just said let it burn, bro. Oh, seems like Mr. Gent dropped out and got his GED. Boy, I tell you what, he'll be back.
Yeah. So justice was served. Yeah. Was it right? No. Could he
And
done
and
something different? Yes.
and
But
that's also what I said.
and what you said, he lost his son or his daughter. He lost his child. He lost his child. So that
Yeah.
initial reaction, it, I don't even want to put all the situations in there, but let's just say the bond was close between him and the child. Maybe that's the only child. You taking that away from him, man? Come on. He he's already that parent's already trying to find a reason to live and go forward, and you done
right?
took the child away. So it's just like that initial reaction.
Like, what if he was a single dad? Just him and his son. His wife passed away in some kind of form of fashion, and just him and his son. So he vowed to protect his son, and you just take that away from him. Yeah, he's raising hell. The daughter's not enough at that point. So
That's that situation almost sounds like the movie John Q.
Hey,
He already made a promise that he was gonna do whatever he possibly could to protect. So hey, he was willing to do whatever. So I mean,
That man went to jail to make sure his son lived.
mm-hmm. Hey, man.
justice was served. Was it right? No.
And see, I feel like part of me saying it wasn't right, it's kind of like what you said. It wasn't the initial reaction when he fired back. It was that the loophole in the story is that he would get meditated murder.
Yeah,
He would get meditated
Premeditated.
murder because he literally had to plan out how where his daughter is and things like that,
yeah,
and then kill her.
yeah.
So he'd get premeditated murder. So it's kind of like I agree, justice was served. Was it right? Hell no.
No.
I'd probably more side with the man if he would have killed the cop instead. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
But I mean, you took the life of a innocent girl leaving her prom, and it's just like I know why you did it, but just because I know why you did it, don't mean it's right.
yeah.
And I know your son got killed, and I know why that happened, and that wasn't right either.
Right. And when you think about it, it's like you asked for license and registration, and it's not like he was, if he was digging for it before or anything like that. You said he asked for license and registration. He started digging for the registration. Not like if you felt cautious, you felt fearful, move back a little bit. Make sure you see where his hands are and stuff like that. Make them explain what you're doing, what they're doing, before anything. But the fact that you asked for it, you felt, threatened, and you did what you did. Like I told you before, there's other ways to get around before killing somebody. There's other ways, but
Should have tased him.
the taser, you got a gun and the taser. Get the taser out first. But
I do got one question. Now that y'all talking about it, let's just say that he didn't respond back, right? Even though he lost his son, let's just say he didn't respond back. And what is it? The police department or the city, they offered him X amount of dollars. At the end of the day, I still don't believe there's a dollar amount that you
no,
can give a family member for the loss of their loved one. But if there was, for me to not be rolling in my grave, I think you gotta have my family set for life. Now I don't know what that dollar sign look like, but
yeah, right,
I'm just saying, like, if I get murdered by a cop, it's either I get murdered by a cop, two options: justice, or my family got to be set for life.
But
like I
your
said,
family getting set for life from the police department is also justice. So
yeah. But like I said before, come leaving
500,000,
here with something.
500,000.
I'm leaving here with something.
we ain't talking about 500K.
Nah, they ain't enough.
We
I
talking about
said
multiple millions.
Yeah, multiples.
I think a movie said it best: a life for a life. Oh, what? No, that was John Wick. A life for a life. So you took my family need to be set for life.
Yeah. That's what I'm working for my
Yeah.
family to get set for life. So you need to go ahead and finish my work and go ahead and set them up for life if you don't take me. So yeah, nah. But still, that's y'all gonna be bankrupt by the time that's cash amount. It's enough. So
Whole police department shutting down.
whole thing shutting down.
And I'm suing the state of Texas with
Yep.
that police department
Yep.
because y'all ain't giving y'all officers enough training.
Y'all don't pay me.
Guarantee you, if it was like Europe where they can't carry around guns, they only carry around batons and shields, we'll see how many of these people still become cops.
Right.
can't rely on a gun to help you then.
Yeah.
Now the playing field is level now.
Mm-hmm.
I got two, you got two. We're
Let's
gonna be
get
out
it
here
at it.
tussling.
Let's just get at it.
We're getting active out here for a show.
Mm-hmm. They'll train then.
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah.
for sure. They'll get some training then. If they
And
don't, then,
yes, yes, I guess you can say the past situations for some strange odd reason, yeah, they don't use the taser. They empty the whole clip. I mean, I maybe it's just me, prior military. I would think, why not? If you had to, if you had to reach for your weapon, why not shoot to injure?
see, that's exactly what I said.
Because cops fear for them lives and let go of the clip, like most natural civilians do as well. If they haven't been trained properly, they fear for their life, and they don't just shoot one time. They shoot multiple times because they're shooting to kill at that point. Because they're not trained. They're not trained on using it.
So I'm like, you see somebody have a gun at you, hit him in that shoulder, boom, ah. Now you got time to react. You got time to do something.
Shoot them in the
But
leg.
hit them in
They
the
can't
leg.
run then.
They can't run. Get that good sweet meat to where they ain't going nowhere after that. That's that shit. I'll be like, dog, you ain't got to kill somebody every time. So that's the crazy part.
Well, they doing. There was that the iRobot when he closes his eyes and shot. That's what they doing. They pointing that gun and closing their eyes and shooting. How many times you seen guys run from the cops and the cops pull out a gun and shoot? It can't hit them. It can't shoot.
That's the sad part. Yeah, I know y'all probably got some shooting ranges and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all never go. I ain't never practiced with this gun. Come on now.
Practice just to qualify. That's all that is.
Hey, look, you're right. You're right. I know plenty of people that can shoot a basketball when they're by themselves, but when they come into a game, they can't make a single bucket.
That's true. Like that's when you think about like pregame. They barely miss pregame. When it comes down to game situation, everything missing. So
Any Division I college player couldn't walk into any gym in America and look like Michael Jordan on the court. But you match him up against some other D1 player, and he could be the 12th man on the bench. He gonna still look like Jordan.
right.
He gonna look like Jordan in the pickup game. Match him against people his own height, his own skill level, ain't the same.
Mm-mm.
Put that game when that pressure start, it's over. When the game starts, it's over. They can't play no more.
Right. That's the crazy part. I don't know. But that's what your training should be. Like because that's what the army does. You should be doing the same thing. In the police department because they're doing the same thing but locally. Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't think the police department is doing the same thing. I think the police department is training to save your life at all possible costs.
that's what it's supposed to be.
That's how they're training.
Uh,
And you know the old joke where it's like most of the kids that become cops were the kids that were bullied,
yeah.
and now they have the gang with them. Now they got a gang. Now you can hide behind the badge.
Yeah.
You get to walk around publicly with a gun. It's like all that. So, all right. Well, I feel like that was a good conversation.
Yeah. God, it's so tricky out here now.
I don't think it's true. See, that's what I think people made it more complicated. Was justice served? Yes, justice was served.
But at the same time,
But two wrongs don't make it right.
Right. It was ugly. It was ugly at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, Earl, since you on here, my boy, from way back in the gap, we close our show with final thoughts. You got any final thoughts? It ain't got to be nothing on the subject. It could be anything random.
Yeah.
Be patient with the mail.
Be patient with the mail. You know how hard that
Hey,
is
that
these
came
days.
from the heart because I know
Yeah,
this
yeah.
situation because my girl worked for the post office. So
No,
That's
no, no,
funny.
no. I mean for real. Be patient with the mail because every place has good employees and bad employees. And I remember telling one of the managers in the interview that's the current reason why I'm in Dallas now. I care just enough. Not saying that I don't care at all or whatever the case may be, but I care just enough. Like the other day, small example, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Other day, we get parcels, like that's like small stuff come through all day, every day. Then you got your oversized that comes through. But I realized working from Houston and now that I'm in Dallas, that oversized, it gets lost in transactions so much and so fast. And then it's like next thing you know, the mail's delayed. So packages are being broke, not intentionally, but because the boxes is they're just not
They don't
strong enough.
withstand. Yeah, they won't
Yeah.
withstand everything that's going through.
So I was walking, I was showing a work or something. I happened to look at a label, and that packet just so happened to say 218. And I was like, yo, I was like, this needs to go right now. They was like, why? I said, because this package is delayed. It has a date from last month, 218. And they paid $162 for it.
Hmm.
So I'm like, look, unfortunately, they're still waiting on their package. And I'm like, at the end of the day, everybody wants their package. Is it late? Yeah. But they'll finally get it because someone like me passed by and seen it. Hey, this needs to go. It's wrapped, it's good to go. So just be patient with your mail.
Not everything, but with your mail for sure. All right. Hey, nah, man, it's another good show. It was on. It was. Like, we just talked about it 2 minutes before we hopped on here, so it went pretty smoothly. I feel like come back next week. Hopefully, everybody back in the crew. Doing the
we
gang
got
back.
East Side in
So
the building next week.
we got what?
We got the heart of East Side.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
We
yeah.
are going to have Simeon, aka Young Garth Road, Shoebox,
With no
uh,
shoes in it.
Shoebox, no shoes in it, and probably uh Mr. Mister again, because for those of you
Okay.
that don't know, Mr. Mister got his own proclamation, his own day for
Yeah.
Baytown. He's doing a big block party on the 23rd for it. And then the right hand man or the best friend of Mr. Mister, who's also been doing a lot of stuff without Mr. Mister as well, because he works a lot. Debo Chapo. You know what I'm saying? So y'all definitely don't want to miss next week. I personally know all four of these men. I just want to let y'all know they some fucking fools. You're going to laugh.
Shit, man.
You're,
There's some
you're going to
characters.
laugh.
There's some
I'm just
characters.
telling you. You're going to laugh. You're going to have fun. The show is probably going to go off the rails.
Yeah.
This might be a 2.5 hour show. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. This show
Might cut some
might break
mics.
the internet.
Might cut some mics on them. But y'all gonna be it's gonna be some insightful at the end of the day. Yeah, y'all gonna
Yeah.
learn something. You're gonna learn something. You're gonna find some events that are going on around Baytown, all the areas. Y'all gonna laugh at the end of the day. That's what's gonna happen.
They gonna joke about somebody bald headed baby mama and
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, everybody, that's it. Appreciate y'all tuning in for Gentlemen's Talk. EB, appreciate you for coming on, my dude.
Hey, you got something?
Actually, I did. You know what, man? It almost slipped my mind. I'm so sorry. If y'all happen to know anybody, and I mean anybody looking for work in the Dallas area, please send them my way because we are hiring. No. I'm being for real, for real.
Being dead
Like
serious.
the I only got converted over within a short amount of time because of the whole COVID situation. So that's why I got turned over so fast. But these guys, they got turned over in less than 60 days and they already careered. They just brought in another about 60, 80 people. They getting converted over next month in less than 30 days. So if anybody's looking for a job in the Dallas area that y'all know, send them my way. I can send them the link. And possibly next week, if y'all know anybody that's in the postal service, supervisor jobs are also coming up next week.
Okay.
There you
For
go.
the Dallas area. So
Dallas area.
By the way, for your information, I'll be in Dallas on Saturday.
this Saturday,
Yup.
I might have to call him. If you tell me you at a court, you better believe I might call in because I'm feeding, bro. I'm feeding.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's
Man, bro, pull up because I got. Never mind, I hit you up.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. You know the thing. We are out.
Motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens, I'm outweighed. When you see me in my zone, you can